two particles light years apart somehow stay connected. When one moves, the other instantly reacts. No signals, no communication as we know it. This strange phenomenon called quantum entanglement challenges everything we thought we understood about space, time, and reality itself. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Scientists are starting to wonder if this mind-bending behavior might be connected to something much closer to home: your consciousness. In this video, we'll break down the basics of quantum entanglement, explore Einstein's skepticism, and reveal experiments that shattered conventional science. We'll connect these discoveries to groundbreaking ideas about consciousness and reality. By the end, you'll not only understand quantum entanglement but also how it may unlock new ways of thinking about yourself and the universe around you. Quantum entanglement is one of the most mysterious and fascinating phenomena in modern science. Imagine two particles becoming so deeply connected that they influence each other instantly, no matter how far apart they are, be it a few inches or light years across the universe. This connection defies the traditional laws of physics and has puzzled scientists for decades. But understanding this concept is essential if we are to explore its potential connection to consciousness. Let's start with a simple analogy to make it easier to grasp. Picture identical twins who share such a strong bond that they can sense each other's emotions even when they're miles apart. One twin gets hurt and the other feels a sudden pain without any communication between them. While this is a metaphor, it's surprisingly similar to how entangled particles behave. When two particles become entangled, a change in the state of one instantly causes a corresponding change in the other regardless of distance. Even Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientific minds in history, was skeptical of quantum entanglement. He famously called it spooky action at a distance because it seemed to defy the fundamental laws of classical physics. In Einstein's view, nothing could travel faster than the speed of light, not even information. So how could these particles communicate instantaneously? He believed there had to be hidden variables we simply hadn't discovered yet. Something that would explain this bizarre behavior within the framework of traditional physics. But experiments over the years have consistently proved Einstein wrong. In fact, quantum entanglement is not only real but also a fundamental aspect of how the universe operates at the smallest scales. To understand the strange nature of quantum mechanics, we need to look at one of the most famous and mind-bending experiments in physics, the double-slit experiment. Here's how it works. Scientists fired tiny particles like electrons or photons at a barrier with two slits. On the other side of the barrier is a screen where the particles land. When no one observes the experiment, the particles behave like waves, creating an interference pattern on the screen as though they pass through both slits simultaneously. However, when scientists set up detectors to observe which slit the particles pass through, the interference pattern disappears. The particles now behave like solid objects going through only one slit. The simple act of observing the particles changes their behavior. This experiment shocked scientists and revealed something profound. At the quantum level, reality behaves differently depending on whether or not it's being observed. It suggested that particles exist in a state of probability, a mix of all possible outcomes, until observation forces them to choose a specific state. Now, let's connect this back to entanglement. When two particles become entangled, they are no longer independent entities. Even if they are separated by vast distances, they share a single quantum state. When you measure one particle and force it to choose a state, the other particle instantly adopts a complementary state. Think about that for a moment. If one particle is on Earth and its entangled partner is on the other side of the galaxy, measuring the state of the particle on Earth will instantly determine the state of the particle billions of light years away. There's no signal traveling between them. It's as if they are two parts of the same entity, no matter the distance. This instantaneous connection has been proven in countless experiments. One of the most groundbreaking was conducted by physicist Alain Aspect in the 1980s. His team showed that entangled particles do indeed communicate instantaneously, defying the classical rules of physics. So, how do we make sense of this? Traditional physics operates on the idea of cause and effect. Events are supposed to happen in a sequence with information traveling through space and time. But entanglement seems to operate outside these rules. It suggests that there may be a deeper level of reality where everything is connected in ways we can't yet fully comprehend. This has profound implications not just for science but for how we understand the universe and even ourselves. If particles can be connected across vast distances, could it be possible that consciousness operates in a similarly interconnected way? While scientists have made incredible strides in understanding quantum entanglement, many questions remain unanswered. What is the mechanism behind this instantaneous connection? Is it a fundamental property of the universe that we simply have to accept? Or is there a deeper explanation waiting to be uncovered? What we do know is that entanglement challenges the traditional boundaries of space, time, and separateness. And as we continue to explore its mysteries, we may uncover connections between quantum physics and consciousness that were once thought impossible. In the next segment, we'll break down the even more mind-bending aspects of quantum mechanics, including the famous Schrödinger's cat thought experiment and how consciousness itself might play a role in shaping reality. But for now, remember this. The universe is far more interconnected than it appears, and understanding that connection might just be the key to unlocking new possibilities for human awareness. Quantum mechanics has always been a field that pushes the boundaries of what we think we know about reality. And perhaps no aspect is more perplexing than the idea that consciousness itself might play a role in how the universe behaves. But before we get to that, let's break down some fundamental concepts that will help us connect the dots. One of the most famous thought experiments in quantum physics is Schrödinger's cat. Even if you're not a science enthusiast, you've probably heard of it. Here's how it goes. Imagine a cat inside a sealed box. Inside the box is a mechanism containing a radioactive atom, a Geiger counter, and a vial of poison. If the atom decays, the Geiger counter triggers the release of the poison, killing the cat. If the atom doesn't decay, the cat remains alive. Here's the twist. In the strange world of quantum mechanics, until you open the box and observe the outcome, the cat is considered both alive and dead simultaneously. This dual state is called superposition. Superposition means that particles at the quantum level don't exist in a single defined state until they are observed. Instead, they remain in a blend of all possible states at once. When observation happens, the particle chooses one specific state, collapsing the superposition into a single outcome. This may sound abstract, but it has profound implications. If particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, what does that say about reality itself? And more importantly, does consciousness play a role in deciding which state becomes reality? Now, this brings us to the observer effect, one of the most intriguing aspects of quantum mechanics. As seen in the double-slit experiment we discussed earlier, particles behave differently when they are being observed. When no one observes the experiment, the particles act like waves, creating an interference pattern. But when an observer is present, the particles behave like individual particles, choosing one specific path. Why does this happen? Scientists are still debating the answer, but one theory suggests that consciousness might be responsible for collapsing the wave function, the state of superposition, into a single reality. If that's true, it raises an astonishing possibility. Our awareness might have a direct influence on the physical world. It challenges the long-held belief that the universe is an objective reality independent of human perception. Instead, it hints at a participatory universe where consciousness plays an active role in shaping reality. While these ideas may seem purely theoretical, they have real-world applications that are already transforming technology. One of the most groundbreaking advancements is the development of quantum computers. Unlike classical computers that process information in binary code, ones and zeros, quantum computers use qubits, which can exist in a state of both 1 and 0 simultaneously thanks to superposition. This allows quantum computers to perform complex calculations at speeds unimaginable for traditional computers. Another practical application is quantum encryption. Quantum communication systems use the principles of entanglement to create unbreakable codes, because any attempt to observe or intercept the communication would immediately alter its state. Eavesdropping becomes impossible. This technology has the potential to revolutionize cybersecurity. So what does all of this have to do with you and your consciousness? If particles can be connected across space and time, and if observation can influence their behavior, what does that say about the nature of human awareness? Some scientists and philosophers believe that consciousness itself might be a quantum phenomenon. If true, it would mean that our thoughts, perceptions, and awareness are not confined to the brain but are part of a vast interconnected quantum web. Next, we'll explore this fascinating connection, further diving into quantum theories of consciousness and the role of microtubules in the brain. But for now, keep this question in mind. Could your thoughts be influencing reality in ways you never imagined? Now that we've laid the groundwork with quantum mechanics, it's time to explore how these mysterious principles might relate to human consciousness. The idea that our awareness could be influenced by or even connected to quantum phenomena is a compelling one, sparking intense debates among neuroscientists, physicists, and philosophers alike. One of the most intriguing theories in this field is the orchestral art theory developed by Dr. Stuart Hameroff and Sir Roger Penrose. According to this theory, consciousness arises from quantum processes occurring within the brain's microtubules. Microtubules are tiny tube-like structures found inside neurons. They play a crucial role in maintaining the shape of cells and facilitating communication between neurons. But Hameroff and Penrose suggest that these structures do far more than that. They believe that microtubules act as quantum processors capable of sustaining superposition and entanglement. This would mean that consciousness isn't just a byproduct of neural activity. It's a fundamental quantum process embedded in the fabric of reality itself. While this theory might sound speculative, there is growing evidence to support the idea that quantum processes occur in biological systems. One fascinating example comes from the field of quantum biology. Scientists have discovered that photosynthesis, a process essential for life on Earth, relies on quantum coherence to efficiently transfer energy. Similarly, certain migratory birds are believed to navigate using quantum entanglement within their eyes, allowing them to sense Earth's magnetic field. If such complex biological systems can harness quantum phenomena, why wouldn't the brain, one of the most sophisticated structures in existence, do the same? If consciousness is indeed a quantum phenomenon, it challenges the traditional view that awareness is confined to the brain. Instead, it suggests that consciousness might be non-local, existing beyond the physical boundaries of the body. This idea aligns with ancient spiritual teachings that describe consciousness as a universal interconnected force. It also offers a potential explanation for phenomena like intuition, telepathy, and near-death experiences, which have long defied conventional scientific explanation. Leading experts in neuroscience and quantum physics have weighed in on this groundbreaking idea. While not all scientists agree with the orchestra theory, many acknowledge the possibility that consciousness could have a quantum dimension. Dr. Hameroff himself has described consciousness as the most sophisticated orchestration of quantum information within the brain. Meanwhile, Sir Roger Penrose has argued that the brain's ability to process complex information exceeds the capabilities of classical computing, hinting at a deeper quantum mechanism at play. Even Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman once famously said, "I think I can safely say that nobody understands quantum mechanics." Perhaps consciousness is the missing piece of the puzzle that bridges the gap between physics and the human experience. The implications of this idea are profound. If our thoughts are quantum phenomena, then they may not be limited by space and time. This would mean that our intentions, emotions, and perceptions have the potential to influence reality in ways that science is only beginning to understand. It also raises a profound question. Could we harness this quantum nature of consciousness to unlock new levels of awareness and understanding? If everything in the universe is connected at the quantum level, perhaps our minds have far more power than we realize. Keep this possibility in mind as we explore how these ideas translate into practical applications and real-world implications. From meditation techniques to groundbreaking scientific studies, the fusion of quantum mechanics and consciousness may hold the key to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. Quantum physics might seem like a field reserved for scientists in white lab coats, but its implications stretch far beyond laboratories. The fascinating intersection between quantum mechanics and consciousness opens up possibilities that touch everyday life, wellness, and even human potential. Let's explore how these abstract concepts translate into meaningful practices and groundbreaking studies. Meditation has long been hailed as a practice for reducing stress and improving mental clarity. But what if its effects go beyond the psychological and tap into quantum-level phenomena? Some researchers speculate that meditation might synchronize brain activity in ways that resemble quantum coherence. When we meditate, the brain's electrical activity becomes more harmonious, as if individual neurons are entangled and working in unison. In this state of coherence, the mind may be better positioned to influence both our internal world and external environment. Could this coherence be a gateway to connecting with the underlying fabric of reality? The implications are profound, suggesting that meditation may not just calm the mind. It could amplify the mind's potential to interact with the universe. A growing number of scientific studies are exploring the idea of connected consciousness, where individuals' minds seem to share information or experiences without direct communication. One famous experiment conducted by the Institute of Noetic Sciences involved pairs of individuals placed in separate rooms. While one person was exposed to a series of emotional images, the other person in a completely isolated environment often reported emotional changes that matched the content of the unseen images. These results, though controversial, suggest the possibility of non-local consciousness where minds are entangled, much like quantum particles, defying the limitations of space and time. Beyond lab studies, there are real-world experiments that hint at the interconnectedness of consciousness. One of the most compelling examples is the Global Consciousness Project. This ongoing experiment uses random number generators placed in different locations around the world. Researchers have observed that during major global events, whether joyful celebrations or tragic disasters, these random number generators show patterns that deviate from chance. The idea is that collective human consciousness may influence these devices, creating measurable changes in what should be completely random sequences. While skeptics argue that such results are merely statistical anomalies, the findings continue to intrigue scientists and researchers who see them as potential evidence of a quantum consciousness connection. If consciousness operates on a quantum level, it raises fascinating questions about health and healing. Could the mind's ability to influence the body be more profound than we currently understand? This idea isn't entirely new. Practices like visualization and affirmations have long been used in holistic health approaches. But emerging research is beginning to provide a scientific framework for how these techniques might work. Quantum healing, a controversial yet intriguing concept, suggests that the body's energy fields can be influenced by conscious intention. While mainstream science remains skeptical, proponents argue that the placebo effect itself is a testament to the mind's power over physical outcomes. The implications of quantum consciousness aren't just limited to health and personal growth. As scientific understanding deepens, we could see advancements that reshape technology, communication, and even our fundamental understanding of reality. What if future technologies could harness the power of entangled consciousness, allowing people to communicate or collaborate without physical devices? The possibilities might sound like science fiction today, but remember that much of today's technology was once considered impossible. This field of exploration challenges everything we think we know about the mind, matter, and the nature of existence itself. And if science continues to unveil the mysteries of quantum consciousness, it might redefine what it means to be human. In the next part, we'll explore practical techniques for expanding your awareness and tapping into this quantum field in ways you can apply to your daily life. Now that we've explored the profound connection between quantum mechanics and consciousness, the question arises: how can we harness this understanding to enhance our daily lives? The good news is that there are practical methods to tap into this awareness, enabling us to experience heightened states of mind and deeper connections with the universe. Practical exercises for quantum consciousness exploration. 1. Mindful breathing for mental coherence. Begin by simply focusing on your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. As you breathe, visualize your thoughts synchronizing like particles moving in harmony. This exercise calms the nervous system and promotes a state of mental coherence similar to quantum coherence in particles. 2. Visualization techniques. Picture yourself as part of a vast interconnected web. As you hold this image, set an intention for clarity or creativity. Visualization not only focuses the mind but may also influence your subconscious processes, creating ripple effects in your thoughts and actions. 3. Gratitude reflection. Each evening reflect on moments of gratitude from your day. Acknowledge the positive connections and experiences no matter how small. Gratitude has been linked to a shift in neural patterns, and some researchers believe it may enhance brain coherence, fostering a more harmonious mental state. 1. Brainwave entrainment. Sound frequencies such as binaural beats can stimulate specific brainwave patterns associated with meditative states. Listening to these sounds can promote a sense of calm and heightened awareness, aligning the brain with states where insights are more likely to arise. 2. Meditative journaling. Spend 10 minutes each day writing freely without judgment. Focus on your thoughts, feelings, or even abstract ideas that arise. This practice allows the mind to access deeper layers of awareness and may lead to unexpected insights. 3. Quantum visualization meditation. Sit in a comfortable position and visualize two identical particles. One within you and one in a distant part of the universe. Imagine a light connecting them, symbolizing your interconnectedness with everything around you. As you meditate on this connection, reflect on the limitless potential of your consciousness. Interestingly, many ancient spiritual practices appear to align with quantum principles. For instance, meditation. Long practiced in Eastern traditions, meditation promotes states of mental coherence that resemble quantum coherence. Studies have shown that experienced meditators exhibit synchronized brain activity patterns, mantras, and chants. The repetitive nature of chanting produces measurable changes in brainwave activity, suggesting that these ancient practices may alter consciousness in profound ways. Energy healing techniques like Reiki and Qigong involve the intentional movement of energy within the body. Though controversial proponents argue that these practices tap into the quantum field of connected consciousness. Science is beginning to catch up with these time-honored methods, validating what practitioners have known for centuries: that consciousness is far more powerful and expansive than traditional scientific models suggest. One of the biggest challenges in expanding awareness is overcoming the mental barriers we've built over time. Our minds often default to familiar patterns and assumptions, limiting our perception of what's possible. To break free from these constraints, challenge your beliefs, question assumptions about your limitations, ask yourself whether these beliefs are based on fact or mere conditioning, practice mental flexibility. Engage in creative problem-solving exercises or try learning new skills to train your brain to adapt more easily. Embrace curiosity. Stay open to new ideas and perspectives. The more you seek knowledge, the more your awareness expands. If quantum theories of consciousness hold merit, then our thoughts may have the ability to influence not only our own lives but also the world around us. Setting clear, positive intentions can serve as a form of mental programming that aligns your consciousness with desired outcomes. The simple act of focusing your thoughts on growth, compassion, or success can initiate subtle yet profound changes in your experiences. Quantum theory reminds us that observation influences reality. So why not observe with intention? The realization that everything is interconnected at a quantum level fundamentally changes how we see the world. We're not isolated beings navigating a chaotic universe. We are part of an intricate and harmonious web of existence. As you continue to expand your awareness and integrate these practices into your life, remember that each thought, intention, and action has significance. The universe responds to consciousness in ways that defy conventional understanding, offering infinite possibilities for growth and transformation. And now, it's time to tie all these insights together by reflecting on how quantum mechanics and consciousness bridge the gap between science and the mysteries of existence. Stay tuned for a final thought-provoking conclusion that will leave you contemplating the boundless potential of your mind. Throughout this exploration, we've uncovered the fascinating connection between quantum mechanics and consciousness. From the mysterious phenomenon of quantum entanglement to the practical exercises designed to tap into heightened awareness, one thing is clear: our understanding of reality is just beginning to scratch the surface. Quantum physics with its mind-bending principles challenges the very fabric of what we perceive as real. Concepts like superposition, entanglement, and the observer effect reveal a universe far more dynamic and interconnected than our everyday experiences suggest. At the same time, consciousness itself remains one of the greatest enigmas of science. By viewing these two realms together, we see the possibility of a profound synthesis, a bridge between the external world of particles and the internal world of thoughts and awareness. The implications are both scientific and deeply personal, offering new ways to understand the universe and our place within it. The beauty of this knowledge lies in its practical potential. You don't need a laboratory to explore these concepts. All it takes is a willingness to experiment with your consciousness. Here are 3 simple steps to get started. 1. Daily mindfulness. Spend 5 minutes each morning observing your thoughts without judgment. This simple practice sharpens your awareness and helps you identify patterns in your thinking. 2. Quantum visualization exercise. As mentioned earlier, imagine yourself connected to distant parts of the universe. Reflect on the limitless potential of your mind. 3. Intentional thought practice. Set a clear intention for the day and observe how events unfold. Notice whether your focused thoughts influence outcomes. By engaging in these practices, you'll start to experience subtle but meaningful shifts in your perception and understanding of reality. As we conclude, one final question remains: if everything is connected at the quantum level, what are the limits of human consciousness? Science may not yet have the answers, but exploration and inquiry are where growth begins. The insights we gain today are just the foundation for even more profound revelations in the future. The quantum universe invites us to think beyond boundaries and to embrace the infinite possibilities that consciousness offers. As research continues to uncover new dimensions of reality, remember this: the greatest frontier isn't just out there, it's within you. Keep seeking, questioning, and expanding. After all, the universe might be far more connected and limitless than we ever imagined.